What is up, my little baby internet land? Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about something serious today, like super, super serious. I know that I'm usually not anything resembling serious, but today I'm going to try and be serious for, seriousness' sake. Yeah. Okay, so the other day I was watching a Kyla video, right? And it was about the Taylor Swift concert in Brazil and the tragedy that occurred there. And I think we all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it sounded a lot like she was describing a wet bulb event. And that's something I feel like not enough people on the internet are maybe talking about. So let's talk about it. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, a wet bulb event is an occurrence that happens when the temperature and the humidity combine to form a real feel temp that is incompatible with human life, or at least with human life existing out in it for longer than just a teensy bit at a time. Okay, so there are some links I've provided down below to National Weather Service and a couple of things like that. Also, there's this tool I found that tells you what your wet bulb temp is of the day. You just enter your info into it. But yeah, okay. So what this is that at a certain point it gets too hot outside for us to be able to sweat. And if we can't sweat, we can't cool off, because that's kind of the way our biology works. Now, like I said, normally I would leave this stuff to people way smarter than I, fewer dark spots on the brain, fewer brain damage, whatever. I would leave it to them to discuss. But since they're not discussing it, I guess somebody's gotta, right? Okay, so we need to sweat. It's really important. It's not just stinky, it's also really biologically important. It's how our body cools itself down. If we can't do that, like say we haven't been drinking enough water, then that's on us, and we need to drink more water, because you have to input liquids in order for your body to be able to output liquids. Yeah. So you gotta stay hydrated. That is the utmost thing. If you're hanging out outside, working outside, doing any landscaping, stuff like that, if you're outside for longer than say about 10 minutes in the middle of the summer and it's a humid day, just, keep an eye on yourself, because just because you're used to strenuous activity does not make you able to survive this type of weather. I'm an outside bug, okay? Total outside bug. I have since I was a little kid. Yeah, I probably was about that short, because I'm 4'11" and a half, so whatever. Anyway, I've always been an outside bug. I was obsessed with playing in the mud and swinging, and now I'm obsessed with my garden, so I'm still obsessed with playing in the mud, and I swing on a little bamboo egg thingy instead of a little metal rusted swing set. But basically still an outdoor bug. I've always had a pretty decent stamina, especially being from Texas, and you get used to being outside and staying outside, and you just it's something that you think you're accustomed to. But when the wet bulb temp gets to a certain point, which that point is 100% humidity at 88 degrees. So if you're over that 88 degrees, that humidity can actually come down and still be a problem, because the humidity in the air is basically the same temp as our skin. We can't sweat, incompatible with human life. Trying to be sensor friendly. Yeah. But say you're used to spending a lot of time outside in the middle of the summer when it's a really humid day, you may want to not do that. If you're used to being able to stay outside for an hour at a time, maybe cut that down to, 15 minutes before you go inside and take a break and cool off. We're reaching a point in our climate, we can't turn back. This train is on the tracks. We are headed towards whatever we're headed towards. There's no turning back now. 20 years ago, we had a chance. I mean, maybe a slight one, But it's gone now, and we're in this boat, so we gotta work with what we got. These are going to be the rules we have to start living by for our summers. We're not going to be able to do what we've done before with, just spending all day out at Six Flags and not even thinking twice about it. No, because just mere act of walking around out at Six Flags is going to raise your body temp so much that the humidity on the outside is going to be the same temp as your skin. You're not going to be able to sweat. It's a problem. You should look it up. I'll include links below. Both the original video that got me on this topic and also to explain this a little bit better, because again, dark spots, brain damage. Don't ask me to do sciencey stuff, okay? But like, there's a problem, and it seems like something that we're experiencing now. Like, this happened at a Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert. That's present. That's not future. That's not something to worry about then. That's now. We need to be dealing with these things now. And more people need to be talking about it. Just like, period, point blank, end of story. More people need to be talking about this, because it's a dangerous issue. I remember last summer, it was one of those really hot days and really humid days. I went outside to smoke, as I am wont to do, and I coughed, as I am also wont to do. And I blacked out. Yeah, like I like blacked out. It was one of those days that was so humid that the second you step outside, you just feel it. It's an impressive, why is it gotta be like that? God, put on the fan, But there is no fan for outside, so we deal. But yeah, like, I blacked out just coughing. And it was one of those days, the temp was well over 88. And the humidity was, gosh, it was in the 90%, ish, somewhere up there. I mean, this is a problem now. We need to be dealing with this now, or else there's not going to be an us left to deal with it. So, people are dying. The future, as far as climate change, it's here, babe. It's here. Sorry to be the one to break it to you. Peace out, my lovelies.